In the meantime, it has been a record-breaking year for conservation efforts in Iowa. The state's Department of Agriculture announcing this past fiscal year, between farmers, landowners, and the state, nearly $53 million were spent on conservation practices and water quality efforts. That's about $5 million more than the year before. So here to talk about all of this is the Iowa Secretary of Agriculture, Naig. Secretary, thank you for being here today.
Absolutely. Always great to talk about setting a record in the state of Iowa.
I was going to say, these are some big numbers, but behind them are some real practices. Can you break it down
Yeah,
for us when we say conservation efforts? What does that mean to the state?
you bet. This is all about protecting that. It's so important to protect our soil and water, right? It's the basis of our agriculture. Agriculture is the basis of our economy. If we want to be doing the right things from an environmental standpoint, but also preserve that for the future, then we must take care of that soil and water. So here we're talking about, practices to prevent soil erosion, practices that help keep nutrients from leaving farms and entering our streams. So wetlands, bioreactors, terraces, waterways, you name it, cover crops. And what we announced here recently is that we've never seen as much conservation work getting done as we are seeing done right now in the state of Iowa. So that's really something to be proud of. But we know we've got more work to do.
Yeah, when you say we have more work to do, what do you hope to see? Where do you hope to push this to?
Really, even though we're setting records, even though there's never been more awareness and never been more resources brought to bear, in so many ways, we're just really getting our momentum established now. I'll give you an example. Our nutrient reduction strategy here in Iowa is only 10 years old. Before the strategy, we had a few thousand acres of cover crops. That's the crop that we plant in the fall that protects the soil throughout the winter. Now we're sitting right at about 3 million acres. We need to get closer to, 6, 7, 8 million acres. So great momentum, but we've got more work to do. So it's all about now scaling up and learning lessons. I hope we could maybe talk again next year about setting yet another record.
Well, there is also a grant opportunity for Iowa farmers to plant cover crops for the first time this year. Really quickly, talk about that and how people can get signed up.
You bet. Every fall now, for the last 10 years, we've offered cost share for cover crops. Again, help farmers incentivize or try that practice, get those cover crops on, get into your county conservation office. $25 per acre for a first time user, $15 an acre for repeat users. And, we're hoping that we can get even more farmers and new farmers to try that practice this fall.
All right, Secretary. Well, yeah, we are hoping for another record next year as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.